Did you know Marvel Comics released a Nightmare on Elm Street comic book in 1989? Yes, the same ones responsible for Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Guardians of the Galaxy. This one is called Night Stalker. I know, if I told you that, you'd probably think I was drunk.
He is!
Fuck off.
Okay.
And oddly enough, this isn't even listed on their website. Are you ashamed? Taking place about 3 years after Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors, it follows a new character named Allison Hayes. Allison's parents were called an ambulance here because evidently Freddy did a real number on her. And it seems like her dad just don't give a fuck. Look at this. She's like, what? I don't think so.
I said, where's the fucking bourbon?
Where's the fucking bourbon? We then cut to Dr. Julian Quinn, who is living in New York. She has been offered a job at Weston Hills. If you remember, it is a psychiatric hospital. She too begins having nightmares about Freddy Krueger, but is soon woken up by a cigarette in her bed lighting her mattress on fire. That's right, kids. Cigarettes will literally kill you. These illustrations are awesome. Just look at these examples here. And she just starts smoking again. Are you really a doctor? We cut back to Allison, who is now in surgery, but her life saving can't happen because Freddy's a dick. And in this comic, she actually kicks Freddy's ass. And good old Freddy, he's just like,
life ain't all what it's cracked up to be, kid. I'll show you. I'll be back. You can't keep a good man down.
I felt that, Fred. I felt that. Dr. Quinn is now in Springwood and has learned of Freddy and his mother's past, Amanda, if you remember from the theatrical movies. Freddy was once adopted. His home has been broken into when he was a child. The burglars killed the parents and took Freddy and sold him to a prostitute. I thought my weekend was bad. Quinn has now been assigned as Allison's doctor, where they both share a common interest and reveal that they have both been victims of nightmares about, you guessed it, Freddy Krueger. They both decide to enter the dream world, where Dr. Quinn tells Allison, find the power. You can manifest it. Suit up. And out of everything she can pick, she picks a wrestler. And then Freddy appears as the announcer. How fucking awesome is this? And this is some funny shit. Freddy legit says this. I need this as a movie.
This match is scheduled for one fall, with no time limit, no holds barred.
And my favorite line of this particular page, he comments on Allison's wardrobe, and he says,
You're stupider than you look, bitch.
The ring then cracks in half where it opens up to reveal that it is actually Freddy's brain and they get sucked in. This is where issue 1 ends and issue 2 picks up immediately where it left off. Quinn and Allison get separated and there are some classic vintage fucking Nightmare on Elm Street vibes here. I mean, look at this. Hi Doc, need a hand? Where is she, Krueger? What have you done with her? Come down, I'll tell you. And then she's holding on to this chain and turned into a snake. I mean, that is some vintage fucking Nightmare on Elm Street. I just love the dynamic between this. The vibe is there, the illustrations are there. This really has the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4 vibes, the way this dream plays out. Everything from Freddy's dialogue to what happens here, like this chain turning into a snake, she gets scared and falls into Freddy's arms. I mean, how fucking awesome is that? So Mrs. Hay comes in and saves Quinn just in the nick of time as she does some Dragon Ball Z shit and hits Freddy with a Kamehameha. Now it's actually just a fireball. Allison then put on Hypnosil. Take in mind that she has not been yet transferred to Weston Hills. She is still at the Springwood Medical Facility. When Allison is transferred to Weston Hills, she cannot be on Hypnosil because they do not allow it, because they got caught in a scandal 3 years ago. I am assuming that is directly talking about Nancy and what happened between the Dream Warriors and her in the Dream Warriors movie. And then we also get some additional backstory, which is pretty cool, of how Freddy started talking to Allison. So it seems that Allison was dreaming about Alice in Wonderland here. The way they explain this in the comics is Allison took a wrong turn in the dream world and somehow stumbled upon Freddy. I know that kind of sounds lazy, but the way they depict this, it makes sense. It works for the story. Because if you just read at the beginning of the comic, you're like, how do we get to this point? I feel like this is a pretty good start. You gotta think, this is only like 30 something pages. This is a very short story. So for them to just throw this out there and having this girl, this teenage girl dreaming about Alice in Wonderland, I mean, I guess it makes sense. If I was in the dream world and I was just walking down the road and I saw Freddy Krueger, I was like, oh shit. And Freddy's like, got you, bitch. You're mine. Kind of fucked up. Yeah. So she stumbles upon Freddy Krueger, who is evidently at this bar, just drinking it up with these dead corpses. You like what you like. Which is very cool depicted. You got these players in the background. You got Freddy over here that's talking to these fucking dead bitches. And Freddy's been stalking her ever since. You gotta think, this is 80s. I would take this. At the time of this comic book release, they have already done Nightmare 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. The atrocious number 6 hadn't happened yet. I feel like this actual story would actually translate well, but they went a different direction. We come back to Quinn at home, is about to take a shower, but only to realize that she has already fallen asleep, because when she opens her bathroom door, she walks into the Oval Office and you see fucking Freddy Krueger as president. Where is this fucking movie? And in the struggle, Dr. Quinn meets her demise, Freddy gets her, kills her, and Allison is very shocked, devastated about the news, and she vows to avenge Dr. Quinn's death. She is also assigned a new doctor, Dr. Watley. Walty? Wally World?
It's Wally, you illiterate dead fuck.
Shut it, cunt! It seems like Allison has absolutely no intentions of opening up to Watley. She's like, fuck you, I don't want help, I don't want treatment, I don't need help. I have one goal in life, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker who killed my best friend that I just met like a couple of days ago. Now there is a final showdown between Allison and Freddy Krueger, which is pretty fucking badass. She enters the dream world prepared to whoop Freddy's ass. Freddy's just fucking kicked back, relaxed, does not have a shirt on, fucking swimming. He's just having a good time, you know? She has like this Wonderworld get up and she has like this weird hook thing. I'm not a fan of it. Her plan A Wonder Woman get up didn't work out, so she has a plan B. She's like, hey, I'm gonna get myself a fucking Freddy sweater and a glove. I'm gonna fight you. That's right. Got my own, bitch. So they have a pretty interesting fight. As you can see, the dialogue here isn't that bad. Once again, I will vouch for these illustrations right here because they are fucking phenomenal. And just as it seemed that Allison's getting the upper hand, and a pretty neat twist that we learned is that Freddy actually tricked Allison into attacking Dr. Watley because she is sleepwalking. So after she wakes up and hears the bad news, Dr. Watley is sending her to a security ward where she'll be heavily sedated, where she'll be in Freddy's dream world forever. I found this pretty cool. I hope you liked it. I did spoil the ending. Unfortunately, this was canceled only after 2 issues. Now, I did see a rumor that there's a third floating around. I cannot find it, but I know this was canceled after 2 or 3 issues. I covered the main points. I did spoil the ending, but there's so much more to these comic books that I did not want to spoil for you guys. There's just a little bit of flavor left for you. All right, I'm done. Bye.